So look, Donovan Mitchell was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers about a week ago. All right, they gave out, I believe, 3 first-round picks, and they gave out Marketer, another player, and Colin Sexton. Right, so we want to talk about who won this trade. Was it Utah or the Cavaliers? And Jamo, you gonna kick this off for us. So who won this trade?
Um, I don't really see a winner. Me personally. They both got what they, you know. Utah already got rid of Rudy Gobert. I ain't gonna. I didn't think they was gonna trade Mitchell so soon because they gave up so much for Rudy Gobert. The only way they could justify that is by giving up even more for Donovan Mitchell, because he's known around the league as a better player than Rudy Gobert. So I didn't think it was gonna happen, but Danny Ainge is gonna do what Danny Ainge do. So I think that Utah got the draft picks, got even a couple more pick swaps, and they got Colin Sexton, and didn't have to max him out on some crazy deal because he just got off for injury. They got like 4 years, $72 million. That's what, a PJ Tucker contract or something like that. So they turning into the new OKC. They're gonna have a bunch of draft picks. Colin is the new Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I just hope he stays healthy and doesn't keep getting hurt on and off. And they still got what? Jordan Clarkson, Bogdanovich, Mike Conley. So they're not going to be really good. So I think Utah got what they wanted. I know I named them players like I was about to say they're not going to be good. But Cleveland just upgraded. They basically gave up future. They didn't give up nothing now because they had great success last year and Colin Sexton didn't even play. Lloyd Markin didn't play good, but I mean the production that they're gonna get out of Karis LeVert now, who they barely had last year, and Donovan Mitchell, Lloyd Markin can get up out of here. They still got Kevin Love, a veteran off the bench. They got Jamo, who's a veteran off the bench. They got
All right, I think he coming back. All right, thinking. All right, Jamo, you there? All right, John. All right, Jamal, you can pick it up.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what J-Mo was saying. It's like they both won, but I think the Jazz, they really won. Well, yeah, I think the Jazz really won, you know, um, because they got all them picks, man. It was like they came up in this picks. They got two solid players, you know. I think Colin Sexton is better than what a lot of people think he is. Especially being in Cleveland, he wasn't really. He had moments, but he wasn't really able to shine due to injury. And they also got Darius Garland, who also he liked that as well. I believe that the real way for me to really feel like the Cavs, like that trade really makes sense for me, is if they do something with LeVert, because I don't really think that Darius Garland, LeVert, and Mitchell can really flourish together on the floor. Now, defensively, I don't think they're going to really be a problem because they got two 7-footers out there with them, Evan Mobley and also Jared Allen, are excellent rim protectors. It's for me, I think that the offensive end, Donovan Mitchell, he's a high volume shooter. You know, he has to have the ball in his hand. Darius Garland, he has to have the ball in his hand, even though he is more of a facilitator. It's just gonna be tough for me to really see them really, flourish with all three of those guys. Because last year they was like top four in the East at one point, and they was playing big. They had Darius Garland, I believe, Okoro was starting, I believe, and they had Markkinen, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen starting, and it was killing, and it was because of their size and things like that. So it's going. I think the Jazz really got a lot. They got a lot of picks, like Jamo and you said. Potentially 5 picks just from that one trade. And so even with the Rudy Gobert trade, they got some picks and things. So they looking good, I think, for the future. Right now for the Cavs, they have some upside, but like I said, I don't know how all three of those guys are going to work on the court together.
All right, Jamo, you want to pick up? We left off.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I think that the Cleveland Cavaliers, like as far as okay, I think you said Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell left a situation where Utah doesn't have any good perimeter defenders, but they have Rudy Gobert back there. So he comes over to Cleveland, and I don't. Cleveland doesn't have many perimeter defenders, but they got two of them. They got Mobley and Jared Allen. You know what I'm saying? And like Donovan Mitchell has never played with a player on the perimeter at the caliber of Darius Garland. So he is a high volume shooter. I mean, I feel like that's because he's the only bucket getter on the team. Like in Utah, can't nobody else get the ball and all right, go get a bucket. They got shooters. They got Joe Ingles, Mike Conley and Bogdanovich. So he's going it's like what, 8 for 20, 9 for 21. That's just like his field goal attempts and his makes the last couple of years. So I don't think he's going to be getting 20, 22 shots a game. Like I said, they got Karis LeVert, who they barely had last year. And I think I can see them flirting together because like Darius Garland, he's a point guard. Like he's a very good facilitator, although he scores 20 points. But I feel like, with the production of Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland can come down to like 16, 17 points really, and really be more into running the offense a little bit more. And I think that also Donovan Mitchell has to step his game up too. He can't just bring what he was doing over in Utah over here. He has to, even though he has a point guard now, Darius Garland can't play all the minutes. So he has to facilitate as well. And he has to on the defensive end because, that's the next step that a lot of these young guys have to make. Devin Booker, Luka, you know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell, they got to start playing defense because everybody want to be the next Kobe. Everybody want to be the next this, but nobody talks about the other end of the court. Everybody always talks about the fadeaways and the game style, but don't nobody talk about the defense that Kobe played. So I'm gonna need Donovan Mitchell to play some defense because without Rudy Gobert, they is terrible on defense. So
Yes,
luckily, we got two of them, but as far as the ceiling, I think Cleveland look good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they look good.
All right. Now me, I think they both. I think Cleveland won short term, obviously, but I'm with Javon. I think long term is Utah. And so the good thing about Cleveland is this: the Karis LeVert situation. He could be a 6-man of the year this year. All right. And then how I look at that is that if Cleveland's going to be good, like a top 4 seed, Karis LeVert could be a 6-man of the year. That player he would have been if they never traded him out of Brooklyn. Because like off the gate when we saw the first few games they actually played without James Harden, he looked like he was gonna win 6-man of the year. He did. He came in with that second unit, so he can do the same thing with Cleveland. And like you said, Jamo, I was thinking about that too. Darius Garland, the good thing about him, he can score, but he's more of a facilitator. He's a point guard, and he goes perfect with Donovan Mitchell because all he want to do is shoot. So but what's going to hurt Cleveland? They were one of the best defensive teams last year, and the reason why because they started a big lineup and trade and marketing. I was surprised because I thought that because he was a key piece of that defense. Not saying he's an elite defender, but his size caused problems when you start in 3 7-footers. So him not being in lineup and you put in Donovan Mitchell, who gonna help you on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he's a liability for real. He's never been known to play defense, and he's an undersized shooting guard. So I think that's going to hurt them. I don't know how that's going to affect them defensively, getting rid of Market and having him. Now the plus side to Utah, like Javon said, Colin Sexton, and that's your guy, Jamo. Colin Sexton. Donovan Mitchell is not that much better than him to me. I don't think he is. Donovan Mitchell is good, and people want to talk about the playoff numbers, but we haven't seen Sexton in that situation like Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs when he could average 30 a game. But we do know in the regular season they look about the same because Sexton every year he's been in the league, he's improved every single year. His last year before he got hurt, he averaged 24 a game carrying the Cavaliers. They weren't as talented they were last year. They didn't have Evan Mobley last year, stuff like that, right? So, and he was winning them games. I will never forget when they played Brooklyn. They had nothing for that man. So Colin Sexton, that's one thing we talked about this too, Jamo, that if it's gonna come like he's gonna win games himself next year. But one thing and another thing about Utah, they got these draft picks. And one thing about Danny Ainge, he's gonna flip that to a trade. That's how he is. And he's a good drafter. We all know what he did with Jason Tatum. He he had a number 1 pick, traded to get the 3rd pick, just so y'all can draft Mark what's his name? Folks, right? And he got Jason Tatum 3rd, knowing he's gonna get on 1st anyway. So I'm looking at them, right? They got 12 first-round draft picks. They got 4 second-round draft picks. They also got THT. THT is a young player who could play with Sexton and actually be a piece of the future for them. And they got 2 first-round picks that were drafted this year. The dude Kessler, right? And the big man, what's the dude they got from I think he played sorry y'all. Kansas. He played for Kansas. Can't think of his name. But anyway, so they got 2 first round picks this year. So my thing is, like I said, short term, Cleveland won. But the reason why Cleveland aren't big winners to me, because it's not going to move the needle as much to me. They're not going to be a NBA Finals contender, in my opinion. I still think they won't beat the Celtics in the 7-game series. I still don't think they will beat Giannis in the 7-game series. One of the things we were talking about last year that they could probably challenge the Bucks because of their size, but get rid of marketing was it's going to hurt them against Giannis and them. So even the Bulls, and you get the Bulls healthy, and they're going to make a move, I believe. All right, yes, Carl. I can't pronounce his name. All right, so yeah, Carl know everybody. So yeah, so I think the Cavs win now, but long term it will be Utah.
Another thing that you brought up about I think it was you just said about Cleveland. The they don't have anybody to like they don't have anybody to guard Giannis. They don't have anybody to guard LeBron. They don't have anybody to guard KD. You know what I'm saying? Like Embiid is a big man, so that's just people don't have nobody to guard him anyway. He's a big man, but who's gonna guard big forwards that score on the perimeter? Who's gonna guard Jason Tatum?
Yeah, they got a perimeter defender. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like everybody don't go always to the basket. Some people shoot the fadeaway. So who's gonna guard the mid? Who's gonna guard the perimeter scores? Like that's the and see the Utah's team, they had rim protection, no perimeter defenders, but they only had 1 offensive weapon. Cleveland has more offensive weapons than what Utah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they more rim protection than what Utah had, even though they had Rudy Gobert. So like I see it's the Utah Jazz though, the picks. That's great. But how many times has that parlayed into success? You know, all the picks. So
who, the Celtics? Oh, Jamal, you muted.
That's Danny Ainge though. Danny Ainge, he know how to work them picks.
KD, Ray Allen.
You know,
Kyrie Irving.
Another thing I don't like about this trade, like I really think Darius Garland is gonna be a star in this league. Like he has the offensive capability, and like I said, he's a great passer too. Like he's a 20 and 10 guy. Like but he can drop 30 any night. His offensive package is like his handles is crazy. He got a jumper, he got moves. So I really think like getting Mitchell. I mean, they probably can ball together, but Mitchell, LeVert, and him, somebody gonna get the short end of the stick. And I wouldn't want to do that to Garland because I feel like Garland can be just as good, even better than Mitchell. Really, if you ask me.
Yeah, Garland, nice. Garland
like that.
Yeah. Garland, smart player too.
50th player in the league.
Yeah,
he could finish too. It's a good finisher.
Yeah, he nice.
He nice.
Yeah,
I like.
And also, the Utah Jazz still got Mike Conley, Bogan, Bogdanovic, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Beasley. All those gonna get traded too. They all can get traded for more draft picks.
Yeah, they trying to trade Conley and Clarkson right now.
They all getting traded. So Utah, give them about 3 years. They got legit like right now, like I said, they got 12 first-round picks up until 2029. And then they're gonna get more picks of these because like people like the Lakers, all these contenders or people who trying to be contenders, they're gonna try to get Mike Conley, Bogdanovic, all these people. They're gonna get ready to draft pick. They don't really care right now. So I look at Utah like 3-4 years from now. Only thing they need to get at least one superstar, because nobody wants to play in Utah. Like that's the only thing.
The
They
thing
in Utah.
I think they tanking to get a superstar that's established, or y'all think they trying to get Victor Wembanyama?
I think this year they're tanking because dang, it's all service. This year they're tanking, but their first round pick next year is going to be a lottery pick. you know, so they got their own first round pick. So they're going to get rid of all these people and they're going to get a great young star next year alongside with THT, alongside with Colin Sexton. Plus they can pull off a trade on top of that. I'm telling you. Like you said, Javon, Danny Ainge. Yeah, so all right, we're going to just move to the next topic. All right. So up next, guys, we're going to talk about the Rams and the Bills. The Rams, who we got? Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.